there! Today I would like to talk about a little fountain pen. And I've already reviewed quite a bit in chronological order. We had the Kaweco Sport. We have had the very nice Jean-Pierre Lépine Indigo Night, which I really like. And now I'm going to talk about the Pilot Petit1. It looks a bit like a pregnancy test, but it's a fountain pen. Is it small? Yeah, it is. Let me see if I can hold this. Of course it's difficult, but this should give you an idea. These are small pens. This is a normal sized pen, so you can see these are really small pens. Of all the pens I own, this one is the cheapest. It set me back $3.30 at jetpens.com. So here you have a really cheap pen, and this one costs more than 10 times as much. This one is made out of chrome, resin, I think in any case some more high-end materials. This is plastic, all plastic, everything. The cap, the barrel, the grip, the feed, everything's plastic apart from the nib. Okay, but it is cheap, so, you know, I'm not really sure whether I should say you get what you pay for, but it's a cheap pen. Let's have a look at it. We have the cap, a nice clip, made out of plastic, of course. We've got the barrel, and we have a nib. Now, the first thing you may wonder about is large hands, little pen. Can you write with this? Yes, not like this. If you just, pull off the cap and write with it, I cannot hold this in any comfortable way. But, and here's the nice thing, the end of the barrel has a type of knobs. It's a type of knobs. Is that grammatically correct? It has knobs on there. And the cap has a type of ring in there, which fits together. Clicks in place. You got a posted pen. The cap won't fall off. And there you go. A normally sized pen. And it really works. It's pleasant to hold. So I was surprised it worked that well, but it really, really does. You see roughly the same thing with the Kaweco, that you can screw it back together again. As I said, more high-end, but you pay for this. Cheap pen. Okay. Little bit of trivia. I think these are the same nibs you will also get on the Pilot Varsity and the Pilot V, the disposable fountain pens. I'll be fair, it's not a fantastic nib. With all due respect, but it is a bit scratchy. But yeah, less than $4 for a fountain pen, right? The feed is nice, works well, and this is the same type of feed you would get on a felt-tipped pen. You know, with this little sort of bit of felt going into the tip and sucking up the ink? That's what this does. So here you've got the end of the feed, and under specific you have to hold it in such a way that you can see it. You see a type of black stick in there. Well, that's the feed. The feed goes from the cartridge up there and pretty much into the nib. That's how it gets its ink. So that's a slightly unconventional system, but I have to admit it works. Excuse me. This, just to be entirely complete, this is the Petit1. At first I thought it was a pun, like the Petit one, the little one. No, it is the Petit1. There's also a Petit2 and a 3, which are, I think, respectively, but I'm not absolutely sure, a marker tip and a brush pen tip. So if you're an artist and you're looking for a pen like this, you don't have to get the fountain pen. There are other options available, and there are different colors available. I took the green one because it was in stock, but there's also, I think, maybe a white one or a black one. In any case, there are different colors, so check it out. You don't have to take this. Don't take it anymore. No, I mean, you don't have to pick this one. Ink supplied by a special Pilot cartridge. I say special because it has the standard Pilot opening, the wide opening. You maybe you're familiar with this, but it's much smaller than the standard Pilot cartridge. And the reason for that is that the standard Pilot cartridge would fit in here, but if you would then screw the barrel back in place, it wouldn't fit You see that this, in fact, is a tight fit, so the cartridges have to be smaller than regularly. In any case, the pen, it writes. And if you're looking for a cheap pen, consider it. If you're looking for a portable pen, consider it. If you want a good portable pen, if you want a cheap portable pen, I'm not saying it's bad, but yeah, it's plasticky. The nib, not exactly the smoothest in the world. So, you know, if you have 10 limited edition Viscontis at home and you will buy this, I know this may come as a shock to you, but it's a bit scratchier than a Visconti. $4, people. $4. So, what I'll do next... What I'll do next is I'll give you a writing sample to show you how it writes. It's not as bad as you may think it is, and that's all there is to it. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. Okay, writing with the Pilot Petit1. Petit1. This is proprietary Pilot Black cartridge. Guys, let's be fair. If you think this sounds scratchy, that's because it is. This is a pen that costs less than $4. You cannot expect the same kind of writing you would expect with a 21 karat gold nib. Is it a fountain pen? Yes. Yes. Does it write? Of course. I mean, you get a pen that's cheap, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know that when you buy it. And it writes actually pretty well, I think. Yes, it's a little scratchy. Yes, it's fine only. But it's a fountain pen. And if you're looking for portability, if you're looking for a cheap pen you can take anywhere, here you got it. Okay, it's fine. It lays down a decent amount of ink. It's a bit scratchy. Yeah, that sounded terrible, I know. Is it flexy? Well, what do you think? It's a small, cheap stainless steel nib. There's hardly any flex to it. Now maybe you can squeeze out a little bit. See that line? That's the feed being scraped across the paper. There is no flex here. You know what's the answer to that? It's a $4 pen. And that's fine. You can write with it. Uh-oh. I think I got some paper residue in the nib. It's suddenly a lot wider. Yeah, there we go. So you can write with it. You get a nice pen. I don't really mind it that much. It's not that bad. Yes, it's scratchy, but if you just do, I mean, if I grade student papers, for example, I can use this pen without any problems. It writes just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's cheap. And that's the point of the whole pen. You want a cheap pen? You get the Pilot Petit1. And that's fine. So, there you go. Here you have it. It writes. It does everything you expect a fountain pen to do, except that it's scratchy. Well, yeah, bear with it. It's cheap, and it works. And that's all there's to it. So if you're in the market for a cheap pen, a small pen, a portable pen, if you don't want to take this with you to work, you just want to take a simple pen with you, you need to get one. And that's all there's to it. So, I hope this was useful. If you got any questions, just send me a comment, put feedback below, and in the meanwhile, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.